As we wrap up this year, there is a theme that has been recurrent in my study. It seems to appear in not all, but most of the materials I'm reading, and it's beginning to form a beautiful tapestry of how I relate to the subject. This is how we relate to failure. I was reading an article that says why you should aim for 100 rejections every year. The core idea of this author's article is that the more applications you make, the more you increase your odds of success. I think she was talking about how she applied to 43 positions or opportunities in the year and ended up winning five of them. And this is a much better result than if she had aimed to just apply to five opportunities during the year. The likelihood that she will nail all five is pretty much lower. The core idea here is the more you try, the higher your chances of winning. There's also this study I read about a professor who split his class into two parts. And for one part, they were asked to create the best product or the best design they could possibly submit. And the other part was judged on the number of submissions they made. So they were to keep designing and designing and produce as many designs as possible. At the end of the term, what was interesting is that the the part that was made to submit so many submissions produced a much better design than the other parts that focused on making that one perfect design submission. The idea is same. The more this quantity group tried to create more designs, the better they got at designing, such that their final result was so much more superior to this other group that focused on just getting that perfect design at once. I also read another book that was talking about a company where they had failure Fridays, and then teams would come to present their most remarkable failure in the week. And the leadership would award the best failure to the team that had a sort of failure that no one had experienced before and was pretty disastrous. So it's a counterintuitive way to look at failure, but the core idea is that failure should be seen as another trial on the path to success. If we think that what's more important, and we don't just think this, we know this, that what's more important is not the end goal, it's more the journey towards that end goal, then we realize that every failure is a teacher. It's teaching us how to improve, what to avoid on the path to success. There's also another very interesting take to this. And this is no pun intended, but if you imagine on the set, on the scene of a movie set, so when actors are trying to produce a movie, sometimes there are certain scenes that have several takes. They shoot different angles, different emotions, different just a number of different takes for that particular scene. And the idea is that the director or the producer is trying to get that perfect scene that communicates what he's trying to portray in the movie. But you see that the actors don't take different takes as mistakes. They take the mistakes as missed takes. So they treat each repetition of that particular scene as an opportunity to see where the emotion was strongest, where the message is clearer, etc. And they don't consider them as failures. It's part of the game. It's something expected that you would have to retake some scenes. So how about if we treated our life journeys that way, where you try something, it doesn't work out, all right, I think that is a way I will not do it next time. And you've learned something valuable. And you know what's interesting? You can now be a teacher to other people that, hey, look, I tried it this way. You might not want to do the same things because it's likely not to work. And then you're providing value to others because you're helping other people probably not waste their time trying that thing. It's probably cliche at this point, but you have heard of Edison, who tried so many times to get the light bulb working. And then he says that all the times I failed, they were teachers of how not to produce a light bulb. That is the mindset that I think would help us as we move into a new year. So the encouragement here is in 2024, try to do things as many times as possible. Of course, making sure to improve on the way and making sure that you're learning, you're taking feedback from your own failures, but don't think failure is a bad thing. Think it as a lesson, think it as a teacher, think it as a step on the ladder towards success. In actual fact, I like that definition, where success is a ladder made up of different rungs of failure. That will be good because each failure teaches you something that you're going to use in the next try, in the next iteration. So, yeah, that's what I would like to share in this video. Treat failure as a teacher, not as a verdict. Thank you for watching.